Hello everyone, and welcome to my bold and the beautiful spoilers. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Remy and Will's gathering, Carter rejects arrangement, Eric and Steffy real. The intense and the wonderful spoilers for Monday are here. There is no new episode on Friday. Anyway, what's going on Monday? Anticipate that Will Spencer should be acquainted with Remy Price. Carter Walton turns down Edge Forrester's arrangement. Additionally, Edge should let Eric Forrester and Steffy Forrester Finnegan know what's happening. Continue to peruse, and we should discuss what is coming up in the following episode of the CBS drama. Electra Forrester's Confidential. B&B spoilers for Monday uncover that Electra Forrester came to LA after an embarrassing photograph outrage back home. Electra frantically needs a new beginning and to remain inconspicuous. In any case, Electra was made the essence of the Gems line at Forrester Manifestations, and couldn't find an exit from it. The strong and the delightful spoilers, Carter's decision, Justin's bomb, trust detonates. View story. While Electra trusts her previous stays before, she will get one more shock on Monday. B&B spoilers, Will Spencer's gathering. On Monday, December 2nd, fans will doubtlessly see Will and Electra go to Il Giardino for another get-together. At the point when a server comes to take their request, Electra can't trust it's Remy. Electra is eager to such an extent that Remy has some work and at a spot she eats at constantly now. Electra will acquaint Remy with Will. At the point when they meet, Will doesn't appear to get on any dreadful energies. Carter Walton's dismissal. The intense and the wonderful spoilers for Monday, December 2nd uncover that Carter has been re-examining the overthrow. Carter nearly took Edge up on his proposition. Notwithstanding, when Edge added that Carter expected to dump Trust Logan, the COO's face totally different. Carter will dismiss Edge's arrangement. For Edge, the treachery isn't just about business, however he truly confided in Carter. Edge considered Carter part of the family, they all did. The strong and the lovely spoilers, Remy and Will's gathering, Carter declines arrangement, Eric and Steffy real. The striking and the delightful spoilers, Monday, on Monday, December 2nd, Edge should illuminate Steffy and Eric about what's occurred. Meanwhile, Justin Lances will have some terrible news for the whole group at Forrester Manifestations. We'll see the value in that Brooke came clean with Edge, or blame every one of the Logans for being in on this overthrow? What precisely are the outcomes of Carter and Trust's intense arrangement? Which storyline would you say you are anticipating seeing the most on Monday? What are your expectations for Will, Remy, Electra, and Justin? What does the future hold for Edge, Steffy, Eric, Trust, and Carter? An impact of fresh starts and secret chronicles. The air at Il Giardino was clamoring with the melodic murmur of noon babble and the clunking of glasses. As Will Spencer sat opposite Electra Forrester, his attitude was quiet at this point. Watched. Electra, in any case, radiated a practically bubbly energy. Her happiness was irresistible, especially when she spotted Remy Price winding through the tables in a fresh waiter's uniform. The shock of seeing a natural face in such a startling spot immediately made her fail to remember her motivation for the excursion with Will. Her eyes illuminated with authentic enjoyment as she waved Remy over. And the get-together between the two was however warm as it seemed to be startling. For Electra, seeing Remy was an indication of when life was less difficult, untainted by embarrassment or the intricacies of Forrester Manifestations. She enthusiastically acquainted Remy with Will, who, with his typical Spencer level-headedness, welcomed her courteously yet remained somewhat detached. For Will, the gathering was captivating. He detected nothing plainly disrupting about Remy, yet something about her story, the manner in which she conducted herself, the glimmers of apprehension in her grin, aroused his interest. Much to his dismay, Remy had mysteries of her own, mysteries that could converge with the existences of those at the table in manners nobody expected. Until further notice, however, the presentations appeared to be harmless, even wonderful, as Electra couldn't quit spouting about her expectations for Remy's outcome in this new job. Carter Walton's dismissal, a contention of unwaveringness and standard. Back at Forrester Manifestations, strains were arriving at an edge of boiling over. Edge Forrester had stretched out a proposal to Carter Walton that was both charming and treacherous, an opportunity to assume a crucial part in the organization's future, however at an individual expense that Carter was not able to pay. The catch? Cutting off his friendship with Trust Logan. Edge's thinking was simply realistic. He accepted Carter's relationship with Trust, convoluted the fragile power elements inside the organization. In any case, for Carter, the interest felt profoundly private and obtrusive. Edge's suggestion wasn't simply a business choice, it was a final proposal that sliced to the center of Carter's personality and values. As Carter remained in Edge's office, the heaviness of the choice squeezed vigorously on him. He had consistently thought to be the Forrester family to be his own, a proxy for the family he had worked inside the organization. However, this was a line he was unable to cross. With a quiet yet firm determination, Carter looked at Edge without flinching and declined the proposition. "I can't deceive who I'm," he said, his voice consistent, notwithstanding the hidden torment. The dismissal wasn't simply a refusal of Edge's terms. It was a statement of freedom, a decision to remain by his standards regardless of whether it implied estranging himself from individuals he thought often about most. The aftermath from Carter's choice was prompt and expansive. Edge, presently got between his vision for the organization and the cracked connections inside it, had to go up against the truth of his decisions. He realized he was unable to keep reality from Eric and Steffy any longer. In a strained gathering in the Forrester chateau, Edge spread everything out, the overthrow he had been coordinating, the disloyalty he felt from Carter, and the more extensive ramifications for Forrester Manifestations. Eric Forrester, the patriarch of the family, was apparently shaken. As far as he might be concerned, the organization was in excess of a business, it was a heritage, an image of all that he had worked with his own hands and heart. To see it now as a landmark for power and control was a lot to handle. Steffy, then again, was a blend of wrath and resolve. Her steadfastness to the family was immovable, yet she was unable to overlook the breaks shaping in its establishment. She requested replies, from Edge as well as from all, still up in the air to reveal the full extent of what had been occurring in secret. In the interim, Electra Forrester's endeavors to push ahead from her outrageous past were demonstrating more troublesome than she expected. The choice to make her the substance of Forrester Manifestations' Gems line was a well-balanced plan of action, one that had at first appeared to be smart yet presently felt like a glaring focus on her weaknesses. As she wrestled with the requests of her new job, Electra ended up tormented by the phantom of her previous mishaps. Monday's occasions would bring another curve her direction, constraining her to stand up to the truth that regardless of how far she attempted to run, her set of experiences had an approach to getting up to speed to her. Justin Stunner, a unique advantage for Forrester Manifestations. Adding to the generally unstable blend, Justin Lances entered the conflict with news that could make a huge difference. His disclosure was mysterious yet unfavorable, indicating an improvement that compromised the organization as well as the actual texture of its initiative. The points of interest stayed hazy, however the ramifications were sufficient to send waves of tension through the group at Forrester Manifestations. As this multitude of strings joined, Trust Logan wound up at the focal point of the tempest. Her relationship with Carter, her part in the organization, and her place inside the Forrester family were all under a microscope. Monday's episode guaranteed touchy showdowns, and the sort of high-stakes show that has characterized The Intense and The Wonderful for quite a long time. This nitty-gritty investigation makes way for the impending show, while guaranteeing each subplot is sorted through. Might you want to jump further into a particular person or storyline? The strong and the wonderful spoilers for Monday are here. Keep in mind, because of the occasion and sports, there will be no new episode. All in all, what is coming up when the following new episode airs on Monday? Fans ought to perceive how Carter Walton answers Edge Forrester's final offer. In the meantime, Trust Logan keeps exploding at Brooke Logan. Continue to peruse to figure out the thing is coming up in the following episode of the CBS drama. B&B spoilers for Monday reveal that Edge is as yet reeling over Carter's selling out. Then, after Justin Lance's cautioned Edge that Forrester manifestations may be in surprisingly inconvenience, there was a proposed arrangement. Edge let Carter know that they could tear up the LLC papers, he can dispose of harmful trust, and all will be pardoned. Carter needed to inquire as to whether he was truly requesting that he dump trust. At the point when that's what Edge affirmed, Carter didn't appear to be excessively cheerful. The striking and the wonderful spoilers. Justin's salvage, trust detonates, Ivy's answer. B&B spoilers, Carter Walton's choice. In view of the closure of Wednesday's episode, it seems as though Edge's proposition will be dismissed. There was trust in Carter's eyes until Edge referenced unloading trust. Also, the review cut for the following week shows Trust let Brooke know that the administrative work has previously been recorded. Justin previously cautioned Edge that things may be surprisingly confounded. The striking and the lovely spoilers for Monday, December 2nd uncover that Trust will keep shouting at Brooke. At the point when Brooke informed Trust that her arrangement was uncovered, she totally went crazy. Brooke was sickened and didn't perceive this variant of Trust. On Monday, fans could likewise see Justin return to Forrester manifestations with disturbing news. Justin cautioned Edge that the desk work could be surprisingly tricky. Justin could return Monday's episode with considerably more terrible news. There is likewise a scene in the review cut that shows Edge having an unsettling conversation with Steffy Forrester Finnegan and Eric Forrester. There could likewise be a few additional scenes highlighting Electra Forrester, Will Spencer, and Remy Price. Electra appears to be uninformed that Remy is hazardous and not exactly her companion, so remain tuned. Which storyline would you say you are anticipating seeing the most on Monday, December? What are your expectations for Edge, Brooke, Trust, and Carter? What does the future hold for Justin, Steffy, Eric, and the other characters? The impending episode of The Intense and the delightful vows to convey a fountain of close-to-home showdowns, unforeseen turns, and huge improvements that will reshape connections and power elements at Forrester manifestations. The pressure, stewing for quite a long time, arrives at an edge of boiling over as Edge Forrester endeavors to state control in the midst of disarray. Carter Walton faces an unthinkable decision, and Trust Logan twistings further into her personal strife. This while Justin Lance's gets back with desperate admonitions, implying that the aftermath might be more disastrous than anybody expects. Carter Walton at an intersection, an ethical predicament. Forrester, a man familiar with employing power, ends up in conflict with Carter Walton. Double-crossing is an unpleasant reality for Edge, and he sees Carter's new activities as an immediate danger to the trustworthiness of both Forrester manifestations and his loved ones. In a frantic bid to recover control, Edge proposes an answer that smells of control: tear up the LLC papers, leave Trust Logan, and re-establish the norm. Carter, be that as it may, is no more peculiar to the intricacies of unwaveringness and love. His relationship with Trust may not be awesome, yet it's veritable, and Edge's interest to disavow leaves Carter wrestling with his still, small voice. As Edge copies down on his final offer, Carter's reaction could stamp a defining moment, for his personality as well as for the whole Forrester faction. Will he consent to get his situation inside the organization, or will he challenge Edge, gambling with all that for Trust? Trust Logan's personal blast, the aftermath with Brooke lined up with Carter's difficulty. Trust Logan winds up snared in a skirmish of wills with her mom, Brooke Logan. When a reference point of steadiness in Trust's life, Brooke presently winds up on the less than desirable finish of her little girl's fury. Trust's arrangement, uncovered by Brooke, has released a side of her personality seldom seen, an unstable and capricious wrath that leaves even Brooke scrutinizing how she might interpret her girl. The scene vows to be a sensational feature of close-to-home weakness and searing showdowns. As Trust blames Brooke for disloyalty, the mother-girl bond barely holds on. The ramifications of this fracture reach out a long ways past the individual, possibly influencing the complicated collusions inside the Forrester and Logan families. Justin Lance's and the approaching emergency. Adding one more layer to the unfurling show is Justin Lance's, whose alerts to Edge indicate a more significant and sweeping emergency. Justin's revisitation of Forrester manifestations is set apart by earnestness, as he achieves disturbing news: the LLC desk work. What was at first seen as a clear lawful move currently seems loaded with stowed-away risks, taking steps to unwind the organization's establishments. Justin's disclosures place Edge in a dubious position, constraining him to explore a minefield of lawful and individual difficulties. The stakes are higher than any time in recent memory, and Edge's best courses of action will have enduring repercussions, for him as well as for everybody associated with Forrester manifestations. In the interim, Steffy Forrester Finnegan and Eric Forrester end up brought into the conflict. Yet again Edge's conversation with them, witnessed in C-cuts, recommends that family solidarity is under strain. Steffy, a figure of solidarity and assurance, may arise as a go-between or an impetus for change, while Eric's insight and experience could give the clearness expected to explore the tempest. Elector Forrester, Will Spencer, and Remy Price, subplots and interest. Past the focal show, different characters mesh their strings into the embroidery of the story. Elector Forrester, a rookie to the Forrester world, shows up willfully ignorant of the peril presented by Remy Price. Remy, whose thought processes remain covered in secret, adds a component of tension and expected double-crossing. In the interim, Will Spencer's contribution alludes to one more subplot, entwining his destiny with the bigger account. As Monday's episode draws near, fans are left to consider the results of these interweaving storylines. Will Carter challenge Edge, and provided that this is true, how might Trust respond? Could Brooke and Trust at any point repair their cracked relationship, or is the harm irreversible? What insider facts does Justin hold, and what will they mean for Forrester manifestations? Lastly, will Elektra uncover reality with regards to Remy before it's past the point of no return? Each character faces an intersection, and the choices they make will shape the eventual fate of the strong and the wonderful. From Edge's battle to keep up with control to Trust's hazardous excursion of self-revelation, the show vows to keep watchers as eager and anxious as can be.